Somebody looked at you and said, "I got to do something about this," and then they invented condoms.
Considering the fact that what was that?
Can you lift your chair?
Oh, he's fine. You're fine now. Adam, you're fine because you're literally gonna. Yeah.
You know why I asked, though, right?
Adam, he's messing with you.
I needed the people to see it. You know, it can't be the. I needed. Sorry, go ahead.
Considering the fact that I'm the pornographic conservative, I don't know how much validity your aforementioned statement makes.
What?
I don't know what that means.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Why what is the link between the need for condoms and me?
Oh, you didn't understand at all what he said. The need for you and condoms is none, obviously.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
but what he meant was because of you, people had to be careful and they don't want you to reproduce and they just don't want to have babies like you. He was making fun of you.
well, it was funny.
Well, how is it funny? You didn't
So
get
why? Hold on. Pause. Because I don't understand. When I said it, you laughed as if you understood.
it. And then when I explained it, you're like, "That's funny."
Exactly.
Okay, I laughed.
And
I
then
laughed
you
too
said,
much.
hold on. And then you didn't. Basically, you admitted you didn't understand it. So I gotta ask you now because I'm very
did I
curious.
laugh?
Why did you laugh? What did you
I have this
understand?
tendency to laugh just about anything.
So
It's a
you didn't
nervous
even
laugh.
you didn't even understand anything. You just went like ha ha ha.
How can I call it? It's a reaction of mine. It's just I can't explain it. There's people who are more on the laughing. There's people who tend to laugh more, and there's people who tend to laugh less. I tend to laugh every chance I get.
Adam, my mother died.
Your mother has died. Stupid bitch. Adam, that's really
I don't see anything humorous associated with that statement. Adam and condoms, there must be something funny. Even though I don't get it, it's still funny.
There's the word condom that got you.
I guess so.
Intellectuals in.
There's a chance I off myself after this podcast.
Oh, hi. How are you?
It's about at 83% right now.
Oh, it's really high. Adam, you got to
And
talk
knowing
about
me,
that
it's
ledge.
going to probably go up as the podcast evolves.
Fucking guy. You know what you are? You're the diamond and the charcoal at the same time.
The diamond and the charcoal. Oh,
You dirty and shine at the same time.
Well, I remember you told me in a prior podcast I'm the gift that keeps on giving.
You did say that. That is.
And I think that's pretty close to the truth.
You're the gift that keeps on taking.
Too late. You already said the gift that keeps on giving. You can't modify your statement.
Only he can take. You can't take back. He's so happy.
Oh, this guy. Oh, I'm not gonna talk about it on air. It's
Why?
private.
Oh, okay. It's like bad.
No.
Okay, just privet, but it's funny.
I'm finally out of. It's official.
Yes.
You want me to tell you after?
You'll tell. I already know, but it's good. No.
I'm just
How
gonna
does it
say
feel?
this. It feels like I've escaped prison.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I'm gonna get into prison now.
I thought you were going to
Because
say
I
something
this.
about our sponsor.
What?
We don't have a sponsor anymore?
Yeah, we do. This episode is.
Whoa. I don't know. I have to look over things with him.
Hold on. Then you know what? Fuck it. This episode is brought to you by Eros & Company, who's
Hey.
trying to get Adam laid. If you're so inclined to get a sex toy, perhaps a squirt blanket, perhaps sexual paraphernalia, maybe a sexual board game to play with your partner or your neighbors, head over to erosandcompany.com and use the promotional code PANTELIS, that's PANTELIS, to get yourself 15% off. Eros & Company, helping you bang since 1946. There you go.
Right after World War II.
Yeah.
They're the cause of the boomers. We should get Adam. You know those fake asses that you can smack and they jiggle? This is where we should get you.
But he doesn't, I feel like he doesn't have that gene in him. You know, the gene of just wanting to, like the male gene of want. It doesn't seem like he has it, which is fine. Just some people don't have it, but he doesn't seem, he doesn't have that, like.
He doesn't have that dog in him.
Because it's been offered to him on a silver platter. We know this. And he still didn't. I don't think he has. It's not for everyone, is what I'm saying. It's just everyone's different, and he doesn't. Like
It's so unnatural, though.
it is. It is. That's why these types of that gene stops with him. But it is true.
Do you think? Do you think it's evolution stopping?
Obviously.
Okay, so you think it's like a nature thing?
Well, yeah, in the jungle, who's he gonna bang?
Nature is like what happens is he gets introduced into the
Ecosystem.
ecosystem, and nature is like, no, we gotta make him the way that he is, so this doesn't reproduce again.
Yes.
Oh my God,
It's
that's
a test
such
in nature. It
that's-
came out, but it's not going back in.
That's such an interesting way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're like a retarded handicapped lion or something.
Yeah. You know what
Interesting.
though? It's probably true because I guarantee you, even if he could, ejaculate in a woman's vagina, I'm sure it doesn't function.
Maybe it does. Maybe he has super sperm, but he's
Could you
not giving
imagine?
it the chance to try it. Because the thing is, in order to like reproduce, right, you need to have some kind of like want to reproduce and some kind of
Desire.
Yeah.
whatever you
desire.
wanna
He
call
has zero desire.
Like
He-
what always
do you have
happens.
any desire to reproduce?
it. Actually, no.
I told you. Zero
Like
desire.
what would always happen to me from a very young age, right around
The time you got molested.
exactly, which is springtime. Right around springtime, I could go as far back as like 15.
Yeah.
There has been every springtime a very strong urge to impregnate.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
But that's why you made everything awkward in your household.
Yeah, considering my brothers were men also,
Yeah.
Did they have the same urges?
I don't know.
Adam, I'm just saying one thing. Every springtime, his brothers and mother would live in fear.
But
They would lock themselves up in the bathroom.
But every April, May, dude, every April, May of my life, it's just like fuck. It's not even like, oh, I want to get a woman pregnant. It's more like animalistic. It's like I gotta.
Because that is very. What do you mean it's not? That's super. What you just said
I
is
gotta.
animalistic.
But it wasn't a thought. It was more of like
Instinct.
I don't know how to explain it
It's called instinct.
because I wouldn't think to myself, I want to impregnate
Yeah,
women.
no, it's called instinct. Why are we fighting? The word exists. It's
Yeah,
instinct.
it was like,
It's like nature's forcing you.
Yeah.
Hence the term, right? Animalistic means we're mimicking animals.
I'm gonna fucking stab him in the testicles.
Adam, you trying to get killed?
I'm putting an end to this. This is insane.
I think we just went from 83 up to 90, maybe.
This fucking guy.
Yeah, he's gonna. He's not happy being co-host. He wants to just be host.
Yeah. Welcome to the Adam Show, and it's just him talking about how he's not a gambling addict.
Adam,
for
we're
an hour
glad
and a
that
half.
people were so surprised that you admitted your gambling addiction last time. And also, Guido has made an appearance back on the network. He came on the Pantelis podcast.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
you didn't watch it? It came out this morning.
No.
Hold
but I
on,
sure
hold
will.
on. You're looking forward to it. How come last time he brought this up, you told him, "How dare you not tell me about this?"
Yeah.
How come you said that?
Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to come forward and say that I just made a fool out of myself because I even remember you telling me that Guido was here.
Yes.
So you're telling me you didn't tell me, and you did tell me. So
No, I didn't
shame
tell
on
you.
me for thinking the way I thought.
Shame on you. But no, I didn't tell you that. I didn't tell you that he was here for my podcast because he was here for another podcast. But then decided to keep him since he was here anyway.
Yeah.
He was here recording something else.
Okay, but in any case, I had heard. Never mind how I had heard it, but I had heard through the grapevine that he was here.
The
It was just a
grapevine.
question of he didn't know that I was here in the morning. That's all.
Exactly.
He was actually here recording a car accident.
Interesting.
The car accident being himself.
You-
I was gonna say, does he have some camera that's working remotely on the street? Excuse me. I hope nobody heard that.
No, it's directly to the microphone. How would no one hear that?
But I hope nobody heard that.
You literally purposely did it into the microphone so people could hear you.
Can I say why sometimes I think he's full of shit and he's faking this whole charade?
You think he's faking mental retardation?
I think he's faking mental retardation. I'll tell you why. It's like he'll say like, I don't know how to use a blowjob machine, or like I'm not technologically inclined.
and then we
he-
see him blowing a homeless guy.
I don't know what that has to do with anything. And then he'll drop stuff like, I thought he must have been working a camera remotely. So he knows that you can work cameras remotely and like on the street, but he's not technologically inclined. Like it's when you say stuff like this that makes you
Interesting.
wonder.
Okay, guys, let me be clear and let's not deviate, please.
Yes.
Are you guys aware of what my father did for a living? Yes, he was an engineer.
Yes,
he was
yes, I'm
building
aware.
the world's most advanced satellite equipment. So I think I have
He
some
did
of
a
these.
poor job raising a son. That's what your family, that's what your father did for a living.
Sadly, it's not even funny, by the way, but it seems
Let's
that
be honest,
it was
though.
his business first and his family second.
Yeah,
Most
yeah.
people are kind of like supposed to balance the two.
I
He
only
was
speak
like,
the truth.
Let's be honest though, sons with the right amount of parenting, they kind of raise themselves.
Yeah.
If you're careful,
never
like
thought of it
if
that
you
way.
just add kind of rails and guidelines,
Yeah.
they kind of raise themselves.
You had no rails and guidelines, is what he's
Yeah.
saying. You did rails and guys.
Yeah.
You railed some guys. That's fucking. It's true.
Maybe I had guys' guidelines.
You did have guys rail you. Yeah. He did though. Guys railed him.
So
I
guys
was in
railed
Boston over the weekend 2 weeks ago, and I kept thinking of him because of how he loves like traveling and escaping the border.
you? Yeah.
I was like, what would Adam do if he was here apart from getting viciously molested in the street?
Do you think he'd get viciously molested?
He'd
like
get
that?
violently molested. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't know why you guys have these thoughts in your mind on those said matters.
I mean,
Adam-
look at you.
Adam, do you recall any of the stories you've told us?
Yes, I do.
You've literally gotten molested every time you've left the city.
It's a question of
It's true,
interpretation of the
actually.
facts, okay?
Oh, it's an interpretation.
Whether
of the
you
fact.
like,
Is that what it is?
you're not understanding. Whether you liked it or not is not what we're debating. What we're saying is it still happened. We're not saying it was forced. You're right. It wasn't forced, but still it happened. Every time you leave, somehow someone's doing something weird to you.
You know, because he's always talking about perspective and he's always negotiating everything. If he wasn't half retarded, he'd actually make a decent salesperson.
Yeah, because he's just being negotiating.
Exactly. He'd always be, well, or like, you know, a half decent lawyer. Well, you know, he'd always be like, well, you know, but because.
You know, guys, I'm not proud of it, but it's been pointed out to me before. My logic is not exactly the best, the most optimal. So, what can I say? No point going into detail.
That's not how that works with logic.
It's been pointed out to you. You said, what does that mean? Isn't that illogical? Like, what does it matter what's been pointed out to you? Do you know whether you think straight or not?
It's
Like,
hard. It's a hard
First of all-
task for
first of
me
all-
to be able to master. Okay?
First of all, logic is not something you can master. It's either is logical or illogical. It's not a skill. You're talking about common sense. You're talking
I think
about
it comes with experience. No.
no. You're talking about common sense.
Okay, wait. You have it. I was thinking about this recently. You have advanced logic and you have basic logic.
There's no such thing as advanced logic.
If you're doing 100 kilometers on the highway and you see a cop and the speed limit is 70, you're going to slow down. There's
That's
nothing
logic.
to debate.
That's common sense.
Yeah.
I thought those two things are intertwined, right? Common sense and logic. Actually, those three things are common
but the
sense,
way
logic, and rational thought. They fall under all three, right?
My son, you lack basic human instincts. If you were born as an animal, you would have been raped and eaten by now.
By Indians.
Yes, but instead your finances have been raped by Indians, and your mouth has been raped by gay men in bars downtown Montreal.
In the East End.
In the East End.
Not necessarily just in these days.
My son has been getting mouth fucked in the West.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a crazy admission on the
Irish
podcast.
cum in his mouth. I'm so upset. There's one thing we hate in hell. It's gays and the Irish. Especially the gay Irish. That's even worse.
Irish. That's funny. Oh.
Well, Adam, the devil isn't happy with your recent performance.
Well,
But
I
all this to
wanted
say,
to go into the serious side of logic. I don't know. I'm not a. You know that ancient philosophers were they that was part of their what do they call it? Their bread and butter, their know-how. They were logicians, some of them, right?
Yeah.
you know,
I think logic is an advanced field. Go
one
ahead.
day in 1,000 years.
But you're saying two contradictory things. No, he's not arguing with you that logic is important in this advanced field, but there's logic, which you lack. And then you're like, but there's basic human.
I don't think I lack basic logic. I lack advanced logic.
No,
But there's no such thing as basic
advanced
logic and advanced
There's
logic. That's what I'm trying
Is
to
it
tell you.
logical or isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. There's it either it's like fuck, man.
Well, let me tell you what my
It's
knowledge
like
of
light
logic
and dark.
is.
It's
Yeah.
like darkness. It's
My
either
father-
dark or it isn't.
If you're a computer programmer, I'm not going to go into a long lecture about computers, but those zeros and ones are all yes, no, yes, no, yes,
Right.
no. You're programming zeros and ones. All of that
No, it
code is based. There's advanced code and there's basic code.
Okay,
All
but
that-
whoa, you
It's
already
all-
hold
that's
on.
already
You
an
already
advanced matter in itself,
But
'cause we're not
already you've
programmers.
proven that you're retarded because we're not talking about computer code. He's telling you logic. He's telling you common sense. Okay, there's common
Yeah.
sense.
I would've
so hold on.
subdivided what logic, which
because
kind?
you're an idiot. That's why you. Because he's clearly not talking about computers. He's talking about humans. He's like, hey, you drive me crazy. Drive in neutral or in reverse. Like, it shows that you're a fucking monkey.
Yeah, or like on a car, there's no advanced drive. It's just
Can be.
drive or park
Those
or
Mazdas
reverse.
they have.
There's-
Yeah. They have the D with the circle and the regular D.
Yo, just grab him and throw him off the fucking balcony.
What D with the circle?
He's always thinking about the D.
It's like like a third gear or second gear and first gear. The
You're-
Mazda thing.
You're talking about an automatic
talking about
transmission?
Tiptronic.
Yes. Thank you.
Tiptronic?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
There are various forms of D now that I think about it.
no, there isn't. It's either automatic or manual.
And
It's
even
not-
within automatic, there's different gears.
Yeah, there's manual mode, but there's no advanced
Okay,
automatic.
Fine.
There's
So-
there's different types of transmissions, but there's no. You can have the computer do the switch for you,
Okay. Fine.
or you can do it yourself.
So let's
And those are usually called semi-automatic transmissions.
Oh, okay. So let's see if I understand correctly. So
And then there's dual clutch transmission.
okay, well, you know a little bit more about cars than I do.
Okay, sorry, keep going.
Well, okay, I'll tell you what. Oh man, I don't even know what to think right now. Okay, my thought.
So what's different than the other days?
You seem to be pointing out to me that my thought is not close to the truth. Human
No.
logic and basic. I don't know.
You're making what
What
he
is he
says
saying?
is there's stuff that's logical and illogical. For example, let's say right now you have a date after the show, right?
Okay.
Would it be logical or illogical for you to shit your pants right now?
Based on the date, or like, what's the link with the date? I don't.
Adam,
I can't believe you just asked that.
the fact that you asked that proves to me that you're mentally retarded.
I can't believe you just
Adam,
asked
As a
here's
result
this.
of a
Look at me.
shock.
Look at me.
Yeah.
You have a date after the podcast.
Okay.
You're going on a date. The podcast ends, and then your next rendezvous
Right.
is with a
lady.
nice lady or man, whatever the fuck. I don't care.
Let's say lady.
Let's say lady for the sake
Oh,
of
sure,
kayfabe.
sure,
Let's
sure.
say lady for the sake of theater. You have to meet a lady with a giant lady penis at a restaurant. If you were to shit your pants right now before you go on that date, would that be a logical thing to do, or should you try to avoid shitting your pants?
Of course, you avoid it.
Okay, that's logic. Logically, you would avoid shitting your pants. You'd go shit in the toilet and clean
Okay, but
yourself.
I was gonna
'cause you have a
rephrase
date.
your statement. I was gonna paraphrase the statement and say, with or without a date, you avoid shitting yourself.
What he's trying.
What? But that doesn't. Again, you're arguing something that's not to be argued. People are putting a scenario. That's like someone telling you, "Sir, did you drink today?" And you're like, "No, I did not drink." The officer's asking you, and then you're like, "But you know, some people do heroin, and some people jump from." It doesn't matter. It's a non sequitur. We're talking to you about a fucking situation. You stick
Fine.
to the situation.
And the way he
Fine,
said you
fine.
don't do that, and it's logical to not do that. It's not advanced logics. It's
Oh, I
like
see.
it's
there's
not.
there's no amount of logic that would lead to you thinking it's a good idea to shit your pants and then go see your caller gentleman friend.
Like it's not like advanced mathematics or like there's no degrees to it. It's either is or it isn't.
It's like common sense.
So then, why is there such a big headache that people perceive when it comes to my reasoning?
Because it's
Tell
fucking
me.
retarded and it's illogical.
Because you're so dumb. You think there's different degrees to logic.
So basically, you
But
do.
there isn't.
So there's two ways. Okay, let's say there's the right way and the wrong way for most things. For other stuff, there's many degrees. But in general practice, there's the good or the bad. Like you have no license. You're gonna drive or you're not gonna drive. The
Exactly.
good thing is not
The
drive.
logical thing would be not to drive. yes.
Exactly. But you're the kind of fucking idiot who drives without a license, goes places without ID, tries to cross the border with a criminal record. Like you do the illogical thing, and then you try to tell people, "Does my logic not work for you?" But there's no logic. It's the fact that you didn't use logic that's the problem.
Exactly.
So when you were upset that you went all the way to Czech Republic, you had to go to Atlanta or whatever, Washington, you sucked the dude's dick,
Washington.
okay, all that shit. When you went and you were supposed to give a guy $1,000 and you ended up showing up with no money because you wasted it.
100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyone else would have been like, this is highly illogical. The
Okay.
guy's owed $1,000. I showed up with $100. You were like, I don't understand why he's mad. I showed up and gave him some money. The guy was owed $1,000. You showed up after your
10%.
sexual escapades and
Yeah.
gave him 10% the money that you wasted his paycheck.
Which $100 is more insulting than zero.
Yeah, you wasted his paycheck getting the rest of the money to him. It's completely ludicrous, okay?
It's insane.
So logic would dictate that you would think, well, that's a bad idea. Maybe I should wire transfer this money. That's what a logical person
Yeah.
would do. Not waste the guy's money
Listen
to go
to
bring
this
him what's
argument.
left.
If you've used poor logic the first time, you're going to correct your logic the second time.
Adam, again, what you just said is so stupid. Adam, you owe the guy $1,000.
Right.
Instead of you giving the guy the money, you took his $1,000 and spent money trying to get that money to him. Ended up that you spent $900 of his dollars and you gave him $100. and you expect the guy to be happy. You're like, what? It was 1,000, but I spent 900. What's the problem? The fact that you don't see what the problem
Oh, I
is
see
And,
it.
and you cannot correct logic. You either your actions dictate
I
if it's
see.
logical or illogical what you did.
what you did that time is so illogical. It's criminally insane.
Yeah. You cannot be like, well, I still gave him 100, so it kind of it's a certain level of logic. Like it does, it's either is or it isn't.
Okay, that's like saying you want to go donate blood, right? Like, oh, he's gonna go donate blood. Since he's donating blood, you grab a guy in the alley while he's going to donate blood, and you beat the shit out of him until he bleeds out of every orifice. And you're like, there, I helped him bleed because he was going to donate blood. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's criminally insane.
I've got a slightly better example. I think you can actually concede that it's logical. It's like saying, "Hey, I didn't break both your legs. I only broke one of your legs, so you're not going to be pissed off." Of course, you're going to be pissed off.
Well, no, it's not the same at all.
That's-
That
that's-
doesn't make any
oh,
sense.
okay.
That has nothing to do
What
with
the
anything.
fuck?
If someone is going to be pissed off because you hurt them, oh, you didn't break two of their legs, you
That's-
just broke one.
that's
They're
not
going
at
to be
all
just
what
as
we're
pissed
saying.
off if you.
God damn it. That's
How are you this burnt?
Boy. So here we are.
How
proving
are you
that my logic
this
is pretty
burnt?
weak.
even your
But
analogies don't
there
make
is
sense.
no your logic being weak. You're either logical or you're illogical. A person can sometimes be logical 90% of the time and then be illogical 10% of the time. We're all human beings. We're all run on emotions, and some emotions make you
But
a
I have
little
a
more
feeling my
logical.
problem is that most of the time I'm not logical, whereas you're logical most of the time.
I never said that.
I'm
He is not logical most of the
figuring
time.
this. I'm figuring this.
He is not logical most of the time. Neither am I. I'm emotional. However, we have something called common sense.
Yes.
So it
there you
won't
go.
get us in a predicament like you. Like, for example, my common sense would have stopped me from boarding a plane and wasting the guy's money that I'm supposed to give him. Like, my common sense, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? This is, I owe you $1,000, so I'm going to spend $800 on a plane. Like, none of it makes any sense.
Like if somebody cuts me off on the street and I want to murder them in cold blood, that's an illogical and emotional reaction.
But his
that I go
logic
down-
is going to step in.
But
'Cause
my
you're gonna have
my
charges
common
against
sense
you,
is gonna be like,
yes.
well, I can't do that. That's insane behavior. You understand? Even
Yeah.
though in the moment it's completely logical.
Yeah.
You understand?
dog.
I'm not gonna murder him in cold blood and then be like, well, you know, technically, because the laws in fucking Tajikistan, when you cut someone off, you're allowed to duel them to death.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that mental
I get it, I
exercise
get
in my
it.
head. I'm just gonna stop myself from doing the illogical and bad action. What we're saying is you lack that, and you try to explain it by saying that there's different degrees to logic. You understand?
Yes.
Adam, you're
Like-
getting violent amount of
Like
text
if you
messages.
go, if you cross the border illegally, you're gonna try and apply different degrees of logic and saying, well, I wanted to go to the United States and I'm Canadian. And you know, now since Trump has been saying the 51st state, technically Canada is also in the United States.
Okay, say no
like
more.
you're
That's
gonna
a perfect
do
example
all
of
these.
mental
poor
gymnastic,
logic.
convoluted retard
Right.
shit. Yeah.
And I'm gonna get laughed out of the customs office and say, "Get the fuck out
You're
of
going to
here."
get the shit kicked out of
Yeah,
you.
you're gonna get raped in the customs office. What are you talking about?
If you're lucky by dudes.
yeah.
But you're going to be pissed off because they won't be Pakistani.
So you like white women and Pakistani men? What a
Well, he did date a woman that was clearly Indian. As we saw from
or
last
native,
week's-
no?
But when
go-
we saw the picture,
She
of her, that was an Indian
native,
woman.
yes. Now, guys, well, okay, I'm trying my
native
best. I'm
to-
trying
I
my
don't even
best
know-
to keep this
she was
at a
native
I don't
serious
even know
level.
what's going on
She
anymore.
was native to Delhi.
I'm trying my best to keep this at a serious level. But what recommendation would you give me in terms of not falling into that said trap, for example?
To be honest,
Going into the
can
States
I
and
be
doing-
fully honest with you?
Sure.
Not falling in the trap. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
You do it on purpose. If I'm being honest, you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Because for real, if I'm being honest, you know that shit's bad.
Yeah.
And you still do it, and then you play it off like you're dumb.
Yeah, but
You-
what's so crazy is that you think everyone around you is dumb and you think you're fooling them, but you are the fool.
Yeah.
You understand?
So you
Interesting,
think,
yeah.
you think, oh, I'm just gonna look like an innocent
Look, he
little
crossed
boy.
his arms. He's not happy.
Yeah, I'm an innocent little boy. He doesn't know what he's doing. You're a grown man.
Yeah.
You're not an innocent little boy. So people will not treat you like an. Sure, you look like a child molester, but you're not a child. You know. So no one's gonna treat you like a child. So the thing is, people get more mad with you because they know he's not as dumb as he pretends. He's fucking around,
Yeah.
and that makes people angry because they feel like you're taking them for fools.
Okay, I understand.
You think it tricks them, but it doesn't.
But
It just makes them angry.
What's funny about your, how do you call it? What's the word?
Demeanor?
No. Your
Thought pattern?
No, stop interrupting. You know, like what's when it's a really sad story, like a tragedy about your tragedy.
Yep.
The funny thing about your tragedy is you're smart enough to do this, but too dumb to not realize the way you're doing it is dumb. Like that's so It's such a crazy like we could probably write books and books and movies about your tragedy. You know what I mean? Like it's so dumb. We may have accidentally created a new genre of movies or books or whatever. Like they say that there's a book called the 36 possible endings. That there's only ever 36 possible endings to any story.
Oh, I never heard about
Like,
this. But I just the fact you said it entertained me.
Yeah, I'm convinced you've probably created a 37th and 38th possible ending to a story. You know what I mean? Like that's how wacky you are is what I'm trying to say.
You're
That's
wacky, though.
That's why when we look at you, you kind of defy the laws of
Normality?
that govern this world, so to speak. So there's certain mystery to you, but you're still a piece of shit, and that's your tragedy.
You're tragic, but we love you.
Well, guys, I may be going a little bit overboard when I say this, but the $1 million question is, what will it take for me not to have this thought pattern? You know?
You just have to
Or
step up and
attitude.
stop being.
Yeah, just stop being a piece of shit.
Yeah, just be nice.
Well,
That's like asking, how do I stop running people over?
Just stop doing it.
Stop running people over.
Yeah,
It's the most insane thing you've asked.
that it is a little wacky. Adam.
That's so insane. How do I stop from doing bad things? Just
Just stop doing them.
okay, guys.
You
this
know
is-
it's bad. That's why
this
you
is
go
an
into this.
example that's more than 20 years old. But I have a very funny feeling right off the bat when I told you about that woman from Concordia. You knew you were on her side. I know there's no meanness. I can trust me. There's no meanness involved. But I'm pretty sure after 10 minutes of having heard of that whole story, you were on her side.
Of course.
This guy's a fucking lunatic, and okay, I just want to hear that.
Yeah, but you
So-
knew that too. You said that you acted inappropriately as well.
Dude, you didn't even have to say that story. I wouldn't let you near any woman.
Are you a pimp or something? How are you? How much influence do you have over what women I don't and do go near? You know what I mean?
You didn't say anything like that. What are you
I
talking
would
about?
not let you near any women. Isn't that what you just said?
Yeah, but you know what that means?
well,
He's not your handler, bro. It's an expression. It's a turn of phrase. He just means like knowing what he knows now. He's aware that you should not be around women. That's what it means. It doesn't mean that he's gonna constantly sit next to you and make sure you never go near a woman.
oh, okay. Well,
How logical would that be if he just spends his life following you?
That's crazy.
So you don't talk to women. That's crazy, bro. That's wacky.
It's like a dog that always bites people. Well, I wouldn't let it anywhere near people. I'm not going to actually go and step in and not let it around people. Something for me to do.
oh, interesting. We've gone from a comedy show to a means to figure out how to change Adam's thought patterns.
We hope so. So Adam, you had a fun time. You met a certain gentleman that knew who you were and knew about the podcast at one of your bars this week.
I did.
Did that make you feel good?
Yeah, I only saw him we only spoke for about 5 minutes. He was leaving.
He was leaving.
And I think I was leaving
You
too.
were coming, he was going, or you were both?
We were both leaving.
Okay.
So you're both
Yeah, you were both done.
going
Finished.
after coming.
Yeah, you both came first and then went.
Yeah.
That's correct.
You both came and then you went.
Yep. Came to the bar and went from the bar.
Came in the bar.
Yep.
Did it feel good?
I'm not thinking about it. It was a 5-minute conversation. How would you like to tell me some recent events in your life? Since I don't want to like be the center of this whole show. What about Adam? How about you?
I came.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Any people involved when that was happening?
Just you. At the bar. I was disguised as JC Surratt.
Wow.
I wore his skin.
Did a good job.
And when we were coming in each other, you thought you were coming in each other with JC Surratt. We were actually coming in each other. Repeatedly. Splooshed all over.
Where's Pantelis?
We came so hard it came out of our nose.
I'm gonna leave it up to you if you consider this to be too personal to talk about on the air. By the way, you know how you were talking about people who are raised in an environment where there's not always a father, like yourself.
Okay.
Did that affect you? You've said this before that your father disappeared. Did it affect you?
Yeah.
What was the means that you had to resort to not let it affect you emotionally? Because I'm kind of in the same boat.
I loved coming.
But you didn't have a father to teach you how it's done.
That's why. You have to come responsibly. But because I didn't have a father figure, I was just coming all the time.
Could you have talked
Everywhere,
about that with your
anywhere,
uncle?
all the time. Huh?
You've talked about that with your uncle.
Of course, we participated in coming together. And then after we both came together, we went. Well, he went to prison. I went home.
Good thing he wasn't the other way around, eh?
Yeah. What was have you ever had any moments in your life where you thought you were gonna die?
There was, well, it's minor. I don't know if you've ever been bitten by a wasp. You have a really no, sorry, it wasn't a wasp. It was some kind of tooth pain. It was a very, very severe pain. But no,
So
I
you
wouldn't
thought
say
you were gonna
dying.
die from tooth pain?
Well, it was very unpleasant.
By the way, you walked out for a phone call, Pantelis. If you listen,
That's Quebec. They've been harassing me for months. They've been sending me letters.
Yo, me too. What the
Statistics
fuck is
Quebec.
that?
I was selected in my age range to answer questions about whether or not the healthcare system's good here, or whatever. And I was like,
do
"It's
you have
shit."
to?
I got that
Well, that's
letter
what I said.
too,
I go, I
actually.
keep ignoring it, and then she calls her, "Can you please?" And I go, how long is it gonna take? Can I do it now? She goes, "It'll take 15 minutes." I go, "I don't have 15 minutes. I'm dealing with two retarded gentlemen in this room." I told her, "Call me in the morning tomorrow, and if you catch me before I start working, then maybe. If not, I go, you're not getting the stats." But overall, I told her, it's shit. I don't have a doctor. I can't get a doctor. I had to pay $200 to get fucking blood tests. Yeah, it's not fun.
By the way, if you go back and listen to the part where you were missing for the phone call,
Am I gonna blow my brains out?
there's a chance you may self-destruct. Like there's a chance there's a chance your body attacks itself because
Okay,
it
that's
can't
not
take it anymore. So Adam had a near-death experience with a wasp.
I
white Anglo
corrected
Saxon Protestant?
myself. I corrected myself.
Oh,
it was a tooth. It was a tooth that was hurting, and I don't remember for what.
What's
It
that
was
do with a
from.
wasp?
Nothing.
A wasp.
I was in
A
my
wasp
head.
punched you
I
in
was
the face?
going
A
up and
wasp
down.
came in his mouth, and it got stuck there, and it caused cavities.
Yeah, he only speaks English.
Mhm.
That's a
So
weird giggle.
yeah. I'm trying to think if there had been any other cases. I don't think so. I mean,
Okay.
That's a surprise. I'm
It
actually
is.
shocked. I think he'd have more near-death experiences.
Pantelis.
Oh, yes.
On the subject of, well, technically near-death experiences, you told me you had someone, there was someone in Toronto that you knew whose husband, or the other way around, had gone missing.
Yeah.
Is there any news on the guy?
Yeah, he was found dead.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry to hear that.
Who?
You don't know. We already went through this on the podcast.
Oh,
How long
Yeah.
ago was this?
A few weeks ago, he was found dead. And I think they didn't release a lot of information, but I think he may have offed himself.
You don't think it was foul play?
I mean, it's pretty foul to off yourself.
I meant he was not murdered by anybody. It was, you can't press criminal charges on someone who kills himself.
who's this?
You don't know them.
Oh,
The dude in Ottawa, in Toronto, you don't know him.
that he knows.
No. He had
don't
asked
know
me
him.
on the pod. We talked about this a few podcasts ago. It's someone that my girlfriend knows.
Oh, okay.
Her friend's husband.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn,
Crazy.
that's terrible.
Yeah, it was awful. It was completely awful.
Adam, why did you do this?
Why you bring the podcast down all the fucking time, bro?
No, why did he get the guy to off himself?
Yeah.
So no, I'm actually shocked you didn't have. You know what though? You probably had near-death experiences that you never noticed.
I just thought of
cars
something.
almost hit him and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it was about 5 years ago. I kid you not. I was
I kid you
on
not?
Highway 15 somewhere going towards the Mirabel, somewhere in that area. And my car did like a 360 and luckily ended up in the ditch.
Was it winter?
Yes. Thankfully, I didn't hit any other cars. It was just a full spin, and then it ended up.
Why were you going to Maribel?
I don't remember. I think I was driving somebody. I don't remember. I really don't remember. I was driving somebody for what? For what reason? I don't know.
Oh, so you had a passenger in the car,
Yeah.
man or woman?
woman.
Oh, we
Yeah.
know what it was for.
I think it was at the time I was doing private. I mean, I have been a private driver. For
Oh,
various-
can you tell us any fun stories from your privateer
So,
driving days?
He was driving a friend that you pay.
I get it, but I mean, Adam, can you have any fun stories from that time?
The only thing that comes to mind, she lived in Saint Eustache. It's coming back to me now. She lived in Saint Eustache, and she'd call me up I don't remember, once a month, once every X amount of once every fixed period, and say, "Can I get a lift?" So that's all there is to it.
Okay, Adam, again, I don't know. I said, do you have any fun
Oh,
stories?
sorry, not boring stories.
How did she
That
pay
wasn't
you?
even a story.
Yeah, that's true.
How did she pay you?
Cash.
How much?
I think it was $40. This was just before COVID, so
A taxi would have been cheaper, no? Oh, but if it was
Saint
really
Eustache is far.
if it was really in the off hours though, and it's far away, yeah, I get it. She never offered to pay any other way.
Say that again?
She never offered to pay any other way.
Nope.
Did you ever insinuate that she can pay in another way?
Like with Bitcoin?
I
Nope.
guess.
No.
No,
Or-
that's
or-
why
or-
you missed out on the Bitcoin.
Or in
craze.
this case, it would be called the lip coin. Hey.
I know where you're going, and no.
Oh, do you know where he's going now?
Well,
Where's
I
he
know
going?
where he's going, but I'm not going there.
You
so
know
there's
where
no
I'm going,
point of
but
even thinking about it.
You know where
Adam. Clean up in aisle retard.
I'll R.
R.
you know where I'm going, but you didn't know I was coming.
You got me on that one.
So answer this question. Any funny stories from that?
Pretty dry actually. Not really. So okay, I shouldn't have brought it. Okay, this was not the most appropriate source of a fun story. It was just an event. Some events are fun. Some events are not fun.
It wasn't even an event. You just said, I was a driver, and we're like, nice, you have any funny stories? Yeah, I drove someone to West Island once. That's not even a story. That's
true.
part of the job. That's
Yeah.
How is plywood more funny than you? How's that even possible? It's insane.
Okay, this story is not the funniest, but you know, I have no reason to bullshit you. You guys know where Hemmingford is? It's near the U.S. border.
Mhm.
I remember a friend that I had who passed away sadly. He introduced me to this guy who needed a lift like somewhere far far outside the city, and I think I made $50 a pop.
what they pop.
$50 a shop.
Wait,
I
hold
shot.
on, hold
How
on.
many dudes did you pop?
None.
Hold on. He was a coyote.
Wait,
You know how
wait,
illegal
hold
that
on.
is?
You actually licked him like a lollipop.
Did you hold on, bro? No, don't go over. Did you smuggle people? Do you know
Didn't
how
go to the
insane?
U.S. side. It was on the Quebec side.
Still smuggling.
Oh, stop.
It's yeah.
Do you know how
I
insanely
dropped him
illegal that
off. He would do something and then meet me half an hour later.
is? People do 20 years for this.
He's amazing.
This is crazy.
He's amazing. I love
They
Adam.
tricked you to smuggle people for $50. That's crazy.
You're out of your mind. He was a
You're
kid.
out of your mind.
He lived in Montreal. He went. He had some business. He could have been growing marijuana. I don't know. It's none of my business.
So you smuggled a man into the United States, so then he can in
No.
turn smuggle contraband into the country. Dude, there are so many
This
laws.
is nuts.
We're not the ones. I think Adam. I don't
I
think.
think now it's coming back to me now. I think the guy had a cottage in the country.
Oh yeah, he had a cottage in the country. That he,
Conveniently placed at the border because, he really liked flowers.
and if he had a cottage, why wouldn't he stay there? Would he need you to bring him back a half hour later?
Yeah. You know why? Why these people needed lifts from you? So when they run the plates on camera, it's you.
I never went to the States. I don't know
you
what.
fucking moron.
I don't know what you guys.
If you're
on a bike, yes, you could find a
Okay.
clandestine way to cross. If you're in a car,
Okay.
no, you're gonna go to the nearest border
let's say
cross.
I'm a drug dealer, okay,
I know where you're going with this, but
and I want to sell drugs all night
Yeah.
why are you mixing going to the States with that?
because I'm gonna give you an example.
Go ahead.
But you know what? I don't want people tracking my phone or trying to track my phone, see that I left home. I don't want them to really look at the cameras. And even if they look at the cameras, my car is still at home, so I have an alibi,
Smart.
right? They call idiots like you.
Well, not a mule. I know what you mean.
Can you talk in the microphone, bro?
They call idiots like you. They pay them $50 a night where they make $5 grand, right? And they have you drive them around. So what's crazy is I'm shocked you haven't been caught with anything more serious.
He's more fantastic than you
Like
think.
it's insane because let's say somebody had a suspicion. Oh, who is this, that? First of all, you're responsible for the drugs they're carrying. I'm not saying you did that. I'm just saying, well, you did do that just in a different way. Even if they get caught with you in the car, you're responsible. And what they could do is they could just
let me tell you what
what they could do is just bail out of the car any moment.
You know what?
And
I
you're
can tell
stuck
you that I
there. And
do
then when
know?
they go home, even if they come knocking, they'll be like, "No, I've been home all day."
He never put anything.
They'll be like,
in
"No,
the
look at the
trunk.
cameras. My
He
car
never
was
put
here."
Anything in the trunk? Okay. You know what the problem is now? There's nothing fun. It is very hard to treat this as a funny matter. I give you a story. You always go down a certain path, and I'm trying
No,
to tell you
Adam,
that
what
it's
did he have a backpack?
A good friend of mine that I've known for 15.
Did he have a backpack?
I don't think so.
He
I do
had.
not think
He
so.
had. He
I
had.
think he had a cottage or something. You know,
He had a cottage with him.
he had a cottage somewhere in that area, and it wasn't like a few miles away from the border. It was like, it was that direction, but not close to the border. So please get rid of what you're insinuating. Get rid of it.
How close was it to the border?
Why would he go to the border for what? Allegedly. Why would he go to the border for 15 minutes, run back, and then have me pick? That makes
Exactly.
It makes no sense. You think he had a guy smuggling and then come?
Obviously, why would he go
to
to the country for 15 minutes? How retarded can you be?
And
But that's what I'm trying to
hold
tell
on.
you to get rid of that
He was
thought.
probably no, because it's the truth. That's what
How do
we
you
gotta get rid
not
of it.
see this, Adam? How do you not see this?
And-
Why would he cross the border for 15 minutes at a time repeatedly? It doesn't make
And
any
to be
sense.
honest,
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Forget the
and
border
okay.
part.
Why would I forget the
Why?
border?
He
What
was
happened?
there for a half an hour. Maybe
What?
I don't
That's
even
not
remember.
suspended.
Who the fuck goes to a cottage for half an hour?
In another country.
I remember he said he had to. Okay.
He had to what?
okay.
He had to what?
There may have been a drug deal, maybe, but drop the whole border thing, please. Okay? I know a guy, but I'm not going to talk about it on the air.
Probably he was running stuff. He wasn't smuggling into Canada.
Plenty of people who grow marijuana near the border. It has nothing to do with going across
He was
the
not
border.
growing marijuana. First of all, the port in Montreal is one of the most unsecured ports in the world. We know this. Okay, so he was probably getting stuff here and running them across the border at his cottage. He probably had an address there to show like, no, I'm just going to my cottage. So if he ever gets stopped, it's like, no, I have a cottage here. It's out in the countryside. I just like this place. So he can run these excuses, the same excuses he gave to you that you fall for, that cops don't fall for, but they just can't do anything about it. You understand what I mean?
Here's something. Well, okay. How much validity does the fact that there was nothing about cops, there was nothing about
I never said there was anything about cops, but don't you find it a little too convenient that he has a cottage near the American border and then he just goes for 15 to 30 minutes at a time and he doesn't stay there? You don't find that at all?
That doesn't
In
raise
any
any
way,
red
shape, or
flags.
form.
There's a bit of a red flag, but the guy who got me involved,
There's a bit of a red
he wasn't
flag.
like that piece of shit that I don't want to have anything to do with. He wasn't, you know what I mean? Anyways, guys, let's turn this into just chastise Adam all day and all evening.
We're not
This was
chastising
8,
you.
9, 10 years ago.
We're not mad at you for doing it. We're mad at you right now for being like, there's nothing weird about that. That's
Yeah,
what we're mad. We're not
that's
mad at
what
you.
we're mad at.
We're not judging you for doing it. It happened. It's a fun
You
story.
know how many people I've
And
driven?
I'm not judging you for doing that. I'm judging you for only getting paid $50.
Yeah, and not understanding what was happening.
Like,
You don't
dude, you
understand.
could-
We're not mad at you for doing it. That's what you're not getting. We're not chastising you saying you shut
Yeah.
down. You did it.
You
What we're
could've
saying
got-
is, how do you not realize what was actually happening?
And you got away with it. You could have been getting paid like $500 a pop. Because he was probably getting paid like $5 grand doing those runs. They're super risky. More, probably. You could have been at least bring him to the border, $5 bills.
Okay,
$5 bills.
Isn't it a little weird if the guy said, drop me off at 9 and pick me up at 4 in the morning? Yeah, 7. In half an hour, what the hell can he do?
half an hour is weirder. That's what you're not getting. Who
That's
goes to
why
another
I-
country for
are you
half
talking
an hour?
about?
It's
That's
clearly
what
for
I'm
a
trying to
mission.
tell you. He had a cottage there. Or he knew
But then
somebody.
he's not staying at his cottage. He's going and he's giving money and coming. Yeah, how do you not see
So hold
this?
on. You would drop him off at the cottage?
Yes.
Oh, so there was a tunnel under.
No, but
Okay, guys, I
what tunnel?
know
What are you
where
talking
the
about?
U.S.
There was probably a
border
tunnel
is.
in the cottage.
No, but there's a cottage. He said he goes
Yeah.
15 minutes. I gotta go meet some guy at a cottage and then come back across the border.
And I never inquired, is it his? Is it someone else's?
It doesn't
He
matter
has a
whose it
business.
was. How do you not see that he's doing business random? Anyways, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Like it's so bait.
This is why they get dummies like you. I get it now.
Yeah.
It's
Even if
really
you-
sad
even if
that
you get
the
caught,
good
Even
friend
if you
that I
no, but
had-
even if you get caught and you snitch, you make so much no sense that they can't even use you
Yeah.
as a witness or like it's
The
so.
guy's gonna be like, I never seen this weirdo in my life.
These are actually really smart criminals.
Yeah. They're using
I'll tell
advanced
you a
logic.
little story,
Yeah.
okay? Now here, you can chastise me. I'm giving you permission. I knew a guy. This was 20 years ago, okay? This was a guy who said, whatever, I need a ride, whatever. You know, I need a ride here, I need a ride there. And you know what he once told me? I put some weed in your car. He tells me as a surprise. I said, if you want to be my friend, don't ever, ever, ever do that again. Okay?
But if he wants to be your lover, he's
That
got to get with your
you
friends.
can
no?
chastise
What are
me.
you talking about?
I'm telling you a story of a guy. We're talking
So
about
you
people
just
I
hold on.
drove.
You're so full of shit. You're telling me you just drove people around just to be their friend so they can pay you $50?
It was a guy I met. You know, okay.
You know, I mean, guys.
Hold on, hold
Grindr.
on. Okay, let's back up. I know you're probably thinking, yeah, your mind is a little bit.
Hold on. I have a question for you. Stop. So let's say you bring this guy to the tavern, not the tavern, the fucking the cottage, right?
Yeah.
And then he finally admits to you after the 10th run. He's like, "Hey, by the way, man, you know I've been smuggling drugs."
It's two different.
Would you tell him? Whoa, you cannot be my friend anymore, like a fucking weird homosexual?
Well, he is a weird homosexual.
Would that be legit your answer
That
for
is
real?
the furthest thing away from my mind.
Would that
And
legit be your answer for real? I'm smuggling cocaine, by the way. I'm letting you know after the 20th time you've helped me perform this activity. Is that your response? Well, I
what is
thought
your
we were
question?
friends.
Would I
Would that?
ex him
Would
as
you
a
have?
friend?
No. Yeah. Would you have that same response? Well, I thought we were friends.
God, I can't believe
There's
this
no
conversation
way.
is going
There's
the
no
direction
way
it's
you're this
going.
oblivious.
I'm telling you about a case where I was uncomfortable with a said person that I had befriended, and he actually
We're
told
not talking
me,
about that.
You're mixing apples. They're completely two different stories. This was a guy who was actually, I'm not going to go into details. I met this guy in a bar through someone. That was a guy that it was the wise thing for me to do to get rid of him, okay? This other guy who was introduced to me by a good friend who actually had my back, you're drawing the wrong conclusion.
Okay, all we're saying is, Adam, how do you not realize that thing that you were talking about, the driving, the border thing? How do you not realize what was really going on is what we're shocked about?
And okay, I'm not bullshitting you. I have this inkling in the back of my mind that he had some legit business, okay?
Yeah, that means that you're mentally retarded.
So, okay, you know how you
Hold
asked
on,
me,
no,
did
I
he
have a
have
question,
a
I have a
backpack?
question.
He didn't have a backpack.
No, I have a question.
Yeah.
Get a duffel bag.
What do you think some of these legit businesses may have been?
Oh, yeah. Using your logic.
Okay.
You're
I
using your
think
advanced
the guy
logic.
worked with his hands. He could have been a carpenter. I don't remember. This is going back 9 years.
Could have been a carpenter.
Could have been something. I
Well,
don't know.
look, this is what I think happened. I think he was Poseidon. This is what I think happened.
For real, you disgust.
Here's what
me.
I think. I think he was a carpenter. You were a lady. But you just couldn't make it work.
Oh, that's what he would go for 15 minutes. He
is
would give him
wild.
$50. He thought he was a prostitute, a male prostitute. He'd bring him to his cottage, wait in the house. He would never come in. And he's like, well, what the fuck? He just kept paying him $50, expecting
One day he'll do it.
one day he'll do it.
Adam, this is the most wild thing you've ever said.
I can't believe those words came out of your mouth. He was probably a carpenter.
You know what this shows? Maybe this subtitle of the show is Adam Stories and
facilitates-
Adventures of Being a Driver. You know?
No,
Like,
Adam
I don't know.
facilitates drug trafficking.
Yeah, seriously. Adam, drug mule.
That's literally what you did. You were a drug mule to these people.
Hey, you know what I find amazing, Adam? That you honestly are, without knowing it, the best mule and driver. Because there's no way a cop's getting legit information from you.
Yeah. And inadvertently, you were actually a good criminal.
Yeah, because you have no clue what the hell's going on. You're going to incriminate yourself and not others.
And even if you incriminate yourself, they still won't believe you. They'll be like, there's no way. There's no way. He's mad. He's mad. I can't believe he's mad.
I just don't see things in the same light as
That's
you
because you're
guys.
fucking dumb.
This is insane, though, Adam. This one's hard
This
to...
is insane. I can't
one's
believe
hard
you
to
can't
defend.
see this. A man going to the border for 15 minutes at a cottage, there's nothing suspicious about it. You don't think there's anything suspicious?
Okay.
To this day,
If
answer
I
me.
were
Answer me.
to acknowledge
Do
that
you-
he may have been had of marijuana, his business.
Do you
Now
think?
you would-
Do you think this is suspicious? Yes or no?
A little bit, okay? I'm not gonna, but I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm starting to see a link between the way you guys are coming down on me and the way this other guy came down on me and said, you're always getting taken advantage of.
Yeah,
Well,
you're trying to see it a bit?
and this thing about logic, right?
I just want you to wake up a bit, Adam, so you don't
And
get
by
taken.
the way, I did that ride maybe 3 times. That's it.
That makes it worse
So
that
it's-
you didn't notice if he was a carpenter and he's taking these paid 15-minute cross-border cottage drives is wild to me that you didn't notice. And the
I
amount
don't
of
know why
sheer
you're
luck,
focusing on that border so much.
it's huge. It's a huge part of the tale. And also, the fact that you don't see how insanely obvious in bait that is crazy to me. And
One
you're
thing-
so, you know how lucky you are? You're God's chosen person. You are so lucky.
I will say though,
luck
Canada,
is crazy.
Canada-U.S. border, especially at the time, was the most unsecured border in the world.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing it.
What nationality was this man?
Quebecois?
That's why. If he was a black man, you guys would both been killed right now.
Was he bald and did he have like a beard?
I don't even remember what he looked like. I'm not
Did
joking.
he like motorcycles by any chance?
It never came up in conversation.
Did he wear leather jackets?
I don't think so.
Did he look dangerous?
Not really.
He didn't look mean. Was he old, young?
In his 40s?
Was he bald? You know, for someone who remembers every little minute detail, I'm surprised you don't remember any of this.
Okay, if I had been his friend, if we'd spent a lot of time, it was just, hey, can you drive me? Thank you. You know?
Whenever you pass a motorcycle, did he ever look at it?
But so what was he riding?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What was he riding? He wasn't
Adam.
riding anything. He was driving with me.
He was riding at him. Damn, that's crazy.
Okay, so I think I did hit it. I did hit a pretty big, intense spot, intense moment or an incident, event, whatever.
But you're so, to be honest, you're so lucky. It's amazing.
Via Poseidon's
what?
questions, have I not more or less just disproven that there could be some?
But you know what?
Say, was it a biker?
It's so little money. It's so little money he was given. The cops probably thought it was 2 homosexuals.
No. The cops never knew how much money was given. He just got lucky. They never got stopped by the cops. Him having to explain that to the cops, and he's going to be like, you guys don't see how illogical it is to think that we're doing something illegal would have been wild. But he's very lucky. The truth is, Adam, as much as you complain that sometimes you're unlucky, you've been super lucky in your life.
Dude, all it takes is one time for
One-
them
and
to
you're
realize from one place that from said area there's drugs coming through.
And you're an accessory.
Yeah. You're,
I'm not really sure how else to say this,
and then the Americans hit you with extradition because there's extradition laws. They can
No,
Okay, guys,
he would've
now,
been caught here,
this is
probably.
where I
Yeah, but-
hope you
but
can
they
give me
would've
the
had-
benefit of the doubt. Whatever he did with the States is his business. I dropped him off in Quebec.
Yeah, but
Please.
that's called an accessory. You're an accessory. It doesn't. It doesn't work that way, right? You can't just be like,
You know, they probably have a case on Adam. They probably have a folder on Adam at every police station near the United States or even here. But they don't know it's Adam. They don't know it's Adam. And they must think he's some criminal mastermind. And he's been evading the law for the past 30 years.
Okay, guys. Now
And they don't
I'm
know
about
who
to
he
man
is.
up and let me
Little
tell you
did
why.
they know.
Go ahead.
Little did they know they had him in custody and they had him under house arrest. But they didn't think that both of the criminals are related because it was too stupid.
Let me tell
So
you.
they
another
probably have a folder on him. Thinking like, fuck, this guy keeps getting away.
you're like Kaiser Sose.
I remember that movie. Yeah.
So what were you going to man up about?
Okay. A certain unnamed individual, the name has a really nice ring to it. Whenever I say unnamed individual, it's clear who we're talking about. A guy that I don't want to have anything to do with. He also got me arrested, by the way, but the charges were dropped. We have a similar. Okay, if
What
you
was
want
it
to
about?
play lawyer,
Wait, he
let me
didn't
tell you
arrest
the
you.
whole
He got
story.
you arrested.
Yes,
Or he was the reason why you got arrested.
he was. What the hell he was doing? He had some stolen items in my car, right? And I remember the idiot had someone else's phone in his in the car.
That's funny.
No, I remember. No, I remember now. I don't remember the details, but somehow his phone was left. I don't remember. He had stolen something somewhere, right? It could have been. I don't know if it was. I don't remember. Okay, let's not get bogged down with details. He left his phone at the scene of a crime, whereby he had stolen something from a home or something. I
And
don't know
your
if it was a
number was on
garage.
there?
I'm not there yet. Yes. All this.
There's
he
only
didn't
one
have-
number,
He
it's
didn't have
him.
any security on the phone, and they saw him and this other guy and me. Okay, we're bringing it on for questioning. Now, this is what we just talked about a few moments ago. The cops thought I was an accessory to some kind of a theft, and I said I don't know anything about anything, and they had nothing to. So the charges were dropped. So I just thought I would tell you.
Imagine
You can-
you're in an interrogation room, Poseidon. You have to interrogate him, and you're dealing with this for an hour. They're not like us. They can't handle. They're not like our fans. They can't handle this for months or
Yeah.
years. They're like, look, just let him go or kill him.
Yeah.
It's wild. No one's gonna sit there and handle this.
So you can laugh, you can take it seriously. I'm just telling you my first-hand experience of allegedly being an accessory. Okay.
You've probably been an accessory to crimes, I would say, on a weekly basis for the past 30 years.
It's amazing how much. But Adam, you know what? We never give that credit to your luck, but goddamn, sir, you're the luckiest man in show business.
You have.
I wasn't lucky because I still have to pay a lawyer. I had to explain to him what
Yeah,
happened.
but you're not
and how
in
I got
jail for
dragged in.
life.
Yeah.
You're not being used as a cum rag.
Dude, with the amount of crimes you've probably with the amount of crimes you've probably committed, not even knowing inadvertently, you probably didn't even know you were committing them too.
You're an unwilling criminal.
Dude, they would have poured you as cement for the prison. They would have mixed you in with a cement.
Yeah, mix that cement.
And like this is the only way. It's so crazy. It's so crazy to me.
Well, guys,
Remember when I said that, you know, the whole book of there's only 36 possible endings? Well, I'm telling you, he's creating new ones.
double that number,
Well, not double, let's not go that far.
50% more.
But he defies the laws of what is
The laws of physics.
and what is supposed to be and what naturally happens over time. Because I don't care how good of a criminal you are. Eventually,
You get caught.
you either get caught,
It's a game of numbers, right?
or somebody gets a whiff of you.
That's
or
what he's
like,
saying is you got away with it for this
like,
long.
there's
It's crazy.
like it's insanely impossible. You could be a criminal mastermind and not get away with it this often. And you've probably
guys,
gotten away with
do you
it
know why I think you
thousands of
guys
times.
are biased? You guys are biased because I'm narrating one or two stories, and in your mind that number is like multiplied by 100, right? Oh, he's telling us 2 stories. Now you're
Yeah, but you
envisioning
used to drive people everywhere on a regular basis, on a weekly basis. So you made friends. You went to bars and this, that, and these city characters hang out at bars. So you did this on a weekly basis,
and you're
dude.
figuring that all these people I was friends with were seedy. There were no normal people. Your figuring is wrong.
Let me
you know?
ask you. Let me
Yes.
ask you. What kind of normal human being goes to a bar in Dorval where it's filled with crackheads?
I didn't know that. Oh yeah, well,
Yeah, you
okay,
did.
no, you're right. Regardless of the fact that no, hold on.
Adam,
If I knew that,
Adam.
that would be the last bar I would set
Adam,
foot in.
even if you go to a popular bar downtown, a third of the people there, I guarantee you, are involved in something illicit. Guaranteed. Now, you go to a seedy bar and you expect to meet normal people? You expect to meet saints? That's like going to a strip club expecting
Well,
to meet your wife.
until I
Are
was
you
made
fucking
aware
retarded?
of the fact
What
that
do
it
you
was a
mean
seedy
made
bar.
aware?
I don't know the West Island and the bars there. What do you want me to tell you?
Do you not look at people? Do you not have senses, like you say? Stop licking your mouth like that, bro. It's super fucking weird. You've been doing that every single time you take a sip, bro. You
Sexy, Adam. Keep doing it.
look like a fucking lizard.
We need more views, Adam. Keep
You
doing
look like
it.
a retarded, horny iguana, bro. Stop it.
Look, if you buy my reasoning, fine. If you don't, that's fine too. I didn't. Oh, do I have any senses? Well, it didn't look to be like such a dive bar. Honestly,
Okay. We'll you know, maybe your standards are different, so we'll
Forget the dive bar. Forget the fucking standards, bro. You go to some weird niche bars in the middle of fucking nowhere, okay? Do you expect to meet 9 to 5 people there? Do you expect to meet fucking lawyers and this and that? Like, you knew it was seedy. Like,
That is
don't
the- that
play
is a good
like
point.
like don't play this like you're dumb, but you're not that dumb. Like, you playing this dumb is actually an insult to everyone that is listening this and participating in this, their intelligence. Like, you're dumb, but there's no way you're that dumb.
Okay. Now again, if you don't believe, if I cannot justify my reasoning to you, then the conversation is over.
I refuse
You
to
go to some
believe it.
scuzzy bar, I don't know, in St. Henry or St. Denis. That's a scuzzy bar. In the West Island, I thought was a little bit classier. The bars they have. Okay. I don't know. I don't understand why you're having such a hard time accepting my logic.
Okay, I'll accept this logic that you thought that the seediness is dependent on the region. It's not flawed, but when you saw the bar and you walked in is what he's questioning. When you could see, you could tell that it's just people who come on themselves and do crimes.
Don't you have to spend a certain amount of time in a bar to know if it's seedy or
No,
not?
no. You walk in, you could tell.
Well,
First
you
of
know
all-
who it's owned by.
First
It's
of
owned by
all-
someone you'd mentioned to
Oh
me
fuck
before.
me, bro. First of all, when you walk into a bar, first of all, you can tell visually by the people how they're dressed,
Yeah, who they
how
are.
they behave, how they comport themselves. You know, if they're missing any teeth, if they look like they've been drinking for a few too many years. You know, you could tell visually. You could tell audibly. If you walk into a classy bar, usually the ambient noise that you hear is kind of like a. When you walk into a city bar, it's usually like. You could tell audibly.
So I'll tell you what.
You could tell by smell.
I'll tell you
You
what.
shut the fuck up. You could
That's
tell by
something
smell.
important.
You could tell by smell. You walk into a city bar, it smells like piss and cheap beer, and sometimes like shit. You walk into a classy bar, it usually smells of like a hint of cigar or smokiness with a bit of alcohol and with a bit mixed in there with perfumes and colognes. It'd be a little too much. So you could tell visually, audibly, scent-wise. Like, what else do you want me like?
So had you been around back then, I would have been able to get you to clue me in on what I. You know what I mean?
God damn, you have about the what's the word?
You,
You know,
you have the senses
The
of a
intelligence
gnat.
of a fruit fly or something like that.
no, you
No,
have
that's not insult the
the
fruit fly.
no. What's the? You have the instincts of a sloth.
Yeah, you're very sloth-like.
You're a sloth. That's your spirit animal.
Yeah. You're a sloth who comes on himself.
I forgot what a sloth was.
Uh,
An
wanna show
animal,
him?
but I don't know what
Show him,
kind.
show him.
It's a sloth. It's the animal that just it sloths around. It takes forever to do something.
Yeah.
It doesn't care.
Sleeps 22 hours a day. Only
But
wakes
at
up
least,
to eat.
at least you guys can concede that there's nothing malicious, or I'm not trying to like pull a fast one. This is what happened.
The fact that he brings this up makes me think he knew, and he just wants to
And
say
so
this,
much trouble
so it
caused-
doesn't
was
seem,
a
so it
byproduct
doesn't
of that
seem
bar?
guilty. That's why you bring this up. Can you guys agree with me that I was oblivious? I didn't know they were committing crimes. Can you guys admit it? No, you knew, dude.
I like that Adam impression, by the way.
You fucking knew, dude.
Man. Okay, I'm going to
Hey,
tell
Adam,
you a
one
very
sec. Stop.
interesting
Stop.
story.
We're
It's
gonna have some
important.
fun here. Adam, he does good Adam impression. Can you do a Poseidon impression for us?
Oh yeah.
I can't think of one.
You're not thinking of one. You're gonna do one. You're gonna make it. You're gonna create it. Let's go. Give us your best Poseidon.
Oh man.
The way I talk, just say a random sentence.
You're so full of shit, Adam. I don't know,
But
man.
try to act it out. It was
I've
good
never
words.
done-
Yeah.
But try to act out as if you're him.
Yeah.
Oh man, I've never been asked to impersonate a Greek guy.
Well, don't think of him as a Greek guy. Just think of him as your co-host.
Oh,
Those
man.
words, you're so full of shit, Adam. Just how would I say it?
Yeah.
You would say it this way. You're so full of shit, Adam, based on what you're saying.
That's good. We're getting there.
Why did I sound like a
This is
90-year-old?
not
Yeah,
supposed to be a
because he's
voiceover
tr-
show, though.
No,
This
but
is
just
supposed to be
try, Adam.
comedy.
This is fun for people. I like it. I like you being creative. Try it again. You're getting somewhere though. I could hear it a bit.
Yeah,
but
try it. Like
I just did.
Like
no, but try harder.
I enjoy doing voices. Like one of my favorite intros to rap songs is "Damn son, where'd you find this?"
Yeah, you see. Now try to do Poseidon.
Yeah.
It's a great exercise. Give it your
I would
best.
rather impersonate the voice that he just.
I could
he
do.
impersonated himself.
Okay, do it. Damn son, where'd you find this?
Damn, Poseidon, you're accusing me of things that I don't think I should be accused of.
You didn't do any impression. You just talk like yourself.
Oh, I altered my voice a bit.
I could
At all.
I could do Lil Wayne.
That's good. Adam, try to do Lil Wayne.
I don't know what that is. I mean, I don't know anything about that person.
He's a little black guy who sings. And he laughs like that.
Adam. Yeah.
Can I ask you about something a little bit serious? Actually, someone
Yes.
told me recently that I play with people's minds, and I thought about it for a long time.
Yeah, you do.
And I don't know. Okay, you're not him, so you don't know the guy. Why would somebody say that about me? I share thoughts, and maybe I'm a little bit more intense than I should be, but
No.
I see things the way
what you do is you try to bend. I don't know. Okay, let's say this cup, right? If you look at this cup.
club.
If you look at this cup, you can clearly see there's a bit of black in it. There's white, there's yellow, there's red. There's about 4 different color grades, right?
Gray. There's gray. Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful. Yeah.
There's gray. I didn't notice the gray. There's gray. So there's about 5 different colors. And if I tell you this cup is red, right? Because it's primarily a red cup. You're the type of person to be like, no, it's not a good example. It's not a good example. Well, actually, no, it's an okay example. You're the type of person to be like, no, you could say it's black. Look, there's some black in it. You know
You
what I
are
mean?
quite the contrarian. You do love to argue.
You know what I mean? Like you'll say stuff like that. Okay, but bro, can we just agree it's a red cup? Like it's mostly red. Pass me the red. Like if I ask
and
you,
I'll be so stubborn by
yeah,
saying,
if
no, it's
I
black,
ask
it's
you,
black.
yeah, if I ask you, pass me the red cup, you're like, well, no, I see black. I see black in it. It could be a black cup. It could be a black fucking cup. You fucking asshole. I'll be, bro, just pass me the red. It's a red cup. You're like, say it's black, and I'll pass it to you. And then you force people to just go along with your insanity, because it's clearly not a black cup. There's some black in it, but it's definitely not a black cup.
Okay, I get your point.
So that's why people accuse you of playing with their minds. And you try to get people, like this whole show is you trying to get Pantelis and I to go along with your insanity, to agree with you that it is indeed a black cup.
The real, honestly,
But
that's the
the
real
thing-
show. It's you trying
Yeah.
to convince us to step into your world and us getting mad at you and then looking like bullies.
But the thing is, this will not work on us because we are lunatics ourselves.
We're dumber than we look.
And we would rather
Lunacy doesn't work on other lunatics.
I think Pantelis and I would rather get shot in the arm.
Or in the mouth.
Hey, depending on
Or
the type of
both.
shot.
Talk about
Then
cum.
admit that this is a black cup. Most people will agree with you. Fine, it's a black cup. Pass me the black cup, just so they could get you to shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
I don't accept black cups.
But
in
we
this
do
building.
not. We do not accept. It is a primarily red cup. It is a red cup, even though there are other colors in it. Pass me the red fucking cup.
Tell him, sexy boy.
So that's what I think happens.
Adam, you're like, you are a bit of a contrarian, bit of an asshole, some people would say, but you do play the innocent victim
Yeah.
very well. But you are,
And then if I tell you it's a red cup, what? Look, there's black in it. Like a fucking and you
Well,
know what's
guys-
crazy is it's a red cup.
Right. Guys,
He didn't
maybe
even fuck.
I heard you. I was about to tell you something about a personal trait of mine that I have
Sure,
to
go ahead.
control. I have actually recently been thinking along those lines and saying, Adam, you have to stop having this monopolistic behavior. So yes, you have to be more
Monopolistic?
open-minded. You know, I'm like you said, I'm barking down the notion of a black cup. I need to stop it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have, if you want to call that manning up, it's up to you.
Is this an apology?
No, we're not understanding where this is going.
Apology to myself.
I don't understand.
No, I'm saying that I've identified what you just identified.
So you admit it.
Yes, and it's something I need to work on.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if you want to call that manning up. I would.
Well, part of manning up would be apologizing to the viewers primarily for sending them down this deep rabbit hole, and you finally admitting all this. It took me using a cup as an example to get it out of you after it's been a year now. So apologize to the viewers at home, please.
So sorry, viewers,
For
putting you down a rabbit hole.
Adam,
No, no,
But I don't know to what
For
extent
playing
the
these
viewers
mind
know
games.
that.
I apologize to the viewers for putting you through these mind games.
Yeah, I'm sorry to the viewers for putting you through these mind games.
And Adam, the viewers want to know for real. Tell us finally, what were you really up to this weekend?
Nothing extraordinary. Nothing out of the ordinary. That's what I meant to say.
Well, your ordinary is pretty extraordinary.
I
For being
I
honest.
feel like there is something there because of the way Pantelis asked.
I was watching the hockey game. The Canadians won 3-1.
That made you
Any hockey
excited.
fan would probably know that. Yes.
Did you go to any bars, any comedy shows?
Yes, I did. I went to a bar.
What did you do?
I watched the hockey game.
You know, I went bowling
Did
this
you?
past week. I did actually.
Okay, explain that.
I forgot about that. First of all, 100% all these bowling alleys are money laundering schemes. 100%.
Really?
I don't know how I never saw it before, but I guess bowling used to be popular because at the time people would get out more. You
Yeah.
know, nobody goes to bowling alleys anymore. Let's be honest. It felt kind of weird. It felt like I was homeless, but also rich at the same time.
Explain.
So when I walk in, the smell transport. It's not a bad smell. It's a interesting smell that transports you directly to the 90s. When I stepped in, I remembered bowling alleys, Pizza Hut, arcade games. You know that
I love
smell.
the smell that just brings you back.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So there was that. Everything was outdated, yet well maintained. Which is a surprise.
How well maintained?
The person at the counter looked like they were born to do that job at a bowling alley.
A lot of times that's what happens.
And they looked like they were stuck in the 90s. And then they had gambling machines. They had machines in the back through a door so you could gamble. So that's what I mean by I felt really poor, really broke showing up there because it felt a bit seedy. But there was nobody else there at the same time. So it felt like I had rented out the bowling alley.
What was your score on the bowling?
I have no idea, actually.
I used to bowl a lot when I was a kid, actually.
No way. So all this to say, yeah, I felt rich and poor at the same time. Poor because of the
compared to
circumstances.
those people?
Yeah, well, poor in terms of the circumstances and where I had went. Rich because I was the only one there and it felt like I had it all to myself. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
So what I'm saying is if you're rich and you're putting bowling alleys in your house, you're a fucking bitch and a loser.
Well, why? They must.
No, because you could just go to one and feel
It's kind of like how there's
yours.
people who like baseball.
Oh no, I'm just fucking around, bro. You know?
Some people just love baseball.
Yeah, but you go to a baseball game, there's other people there. It doesn't feel like it's yours.
What about golf? Because they could play golf alone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, golf is very popular. Do you
You
like
can't-
golf, Adam?
I've tried it. I don't mind it, but I'm not very good at it.
That's a yes or a no. I can't tell.
Moderate. I enjoy it moderately.
Okay.
And also, like, I have questions. Like, obviously, I saw a man because it was the bowling alley was like in a mall ish, right? And it was like closed off the rest of the mall. It looked like you remember a Normandy mall?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that. Shady and everything.
Yeah, Normandy was very sketch.
And then there was one man that was clearly homeless and needed to warm up. So I felt bad. There was a dude.
You made out with him?
Of course, all kinds. There was a man there. He was Asian, most likely South Asian, right? I couldn't
Like
tell.
Pakistani?
No.
Filipino, Thailand.
Thailand,
Oh, yeah,
not
not-
Filipino.
not
Maybe
Southeast
maybe
Asian.
Filipino. Yeah, Southeast Asian. Yeah.
Southeast Asia. So like Sri Lankan?
No, that's still
Southeast
South
Asian.
Asian. No, that's southeast of India. But I mean Southeast Asian, like Chinese. No, not
No,
Chinese.
Southeast
like,
Asian
no, like
is
Vietnamese.
the brown.
Cambodia,
Really?
something
Yeah.
like that.
So what's
Just say Asian. Just say, I guess, Asian.
he looked like he had a hard time seeing,
He was blind.
but he was darker than Chinese.
So he was
Could
like
have been Indonesian.
he
There's
was a
whole bunch
blind
of-
Cambodian?
I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah, he looked kind of Cambodian, and he was just chilling there, and he was drinking an Orange Crush all alone
I remember Orange Crush. I used to love it when I was a kid.
on a bench in a closed down seedy mall that only has the bowling alley open. And it really made me wonder
How it got to that
what this person's life is like. You know what I mean? Because like, what decisions did you take to end up at this place? Like for me, it's simple. I was nostalgic. You know what I mean? So I ended up there. But how do you end up there? Because he looked atypical. He looked like Adam. He dressed like Adam too.
He looked mentally retarded.
A little bit. You know?
Okay.
He's just
Could
chilling.
you tell how old he was?
I would say early 30s, late 20s.
Okay.
And like when I see these people, I get so curious of where it started and how it ended up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't you get curious when you see people like that?
I do.
I feel like you're working on something magical.
No, I do. I get it.
Like I see it and I go, how the fuck?
Adam,
Yes.
quick questiones for you.
Go ahead.
How has work been treating you with the
yes.
driving? Never a dull moment, never an issue?
Not really, no.
Now that it's spring break, do you find filling up your schedule to be difficult?
The fact that it's spring has nothing to do with anything. I'm not sure how to say it. It's no different because it's spring than it would be any other time of year. Well,
I said because of spring break.
oh, which is over. Yeah, no, I had a week off.
Yeah, so
How did it feel?
All right.
Do you
Yeah,
enjoy
nice.
working?
Yes.
Why?
They say the work is good for the soul. And I agree.
That's a good answer, actually. You know, for once, he gives an answer like, I love to shit on you, but I have nothing
yeah,
negative.
working is good for the soul.
Yeah.
That's actually accurate.
I have nothing negative to say.
Mm-hmm.
See how many other episodes we'll have whereby that happens.
What?
How many other times will that happen when we'll have nothing negative
It's
to
never
say?
going to happen again.
Yeah, probably another 2-3 times in the next 5 years.
Adam, how long do you want to live for?
Oh, that's a great question.
I try not to think about that stuff.
Why not?
I didn't say how long are you going to live.
there are some people who are not afraid to die. I kind of am. Okay, I mean, you know.
What do you mean? Who the fuck's not afraid to die?
Therein lies your problem.
There's a guy I know. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but he says, you know, I think he said he had a near-death experience, and now he's prepared. I don't know. That's an individual thing. Are you not afraid of death? Are you or are you not afraid of death? You.
Adam, none of this is anything we asked. We said, how long do you want to live for?
Well, I made a slight link between dying and
Well, but you're asking if we're scared, but that's not the question. Everyone's scared. No one wants to die.
okay.
You have a lot of friends that are just like, fuck it, please help me die?
Well, to tell you the truth, I've never really had a conversation about that subject.
Here's your chance. How do you feel?
Well, okay, then I'm judging from what you just said. If most people are afraid to die, then I'm that way too.
Yeah, most people are. Why wouldn't they be like, of course they're definitely.
So I don't think about how long I want to live. Okay, you understand that? Why would a given person think about thoughts that are taboo? They wouldn't want to, right? Simple. There are things you think about and things you
We've
don't.
clearly tried thinking about it.
I've tried to.
Would you
shy
like-
my mind away?
So would
from
you
it.
would you like to live to the age of 50 or 80? What would you prefer?
Yeah, I don't mind 80.
Okay, so you would look to live until 80. Is 80 like if you could do 100, would you do 100?
No, because there comes a point in time when you're. I mean, look, human body is not built to operate
That's not
optimally.
true. That's not true. That's not true.
85.
That's not true. I will explain to you.
Go ahead.
I have met a man. I used to work in airport conditions, so you would meet a lot of people. And
You
I met,
worked in airport conditioners.
yeah. I worked at an airport is what I'm trying to say.
Air
I don't know why I
conditioning.
said it so retardedly. Adam is influencing my brain. I worked at an airport and I met this man and he was, I think, 92 at the time.
But he was hot.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, it happens.
He was a good looking man in his 90s where if you just looked at him, you'd think he was a man in his early 60s.
What nationality?
American.
American don't
Wow.
crack her in. That's what they say.
And he was a good-looking gentleman, and he was well-dressed. And I asked him what the fuck his secret was because I asked him, what do you eat? What do you do? This, that. You know, at that age, there must be restriction. He goes, I have 0 restrictions. I go, what do you mean? He goes, I eat whatever I want. He goes, obviously, I'll eat.
Mostly pussy.
hey, in moderation, he goes, like,
Yeah,
I
of
won't
course.
I won't overload on fucking pasta 6 days out of the week. But you know, I drink my glass of wine here and there. Everything in moderation. You know, he eats his meats, he eats his breads, he eats his pasta, he eats his fish. You know, he has everything. I go, how the fuck do you stay healthy at 92? And you could tell he was 92 from the hands. It's always the hands that give it away. Have you noticed?
He was holding a Boost energy drink.
No, bro. You could tell it was old. Like the hands,
Obviously,
the
your hands
hands
get
wrinkle the fastest. You know?
Oh, I'm fucked.
And he goes, he was a surgeon. He retired at 65, but then got bored, went back to work or practiced privately, I think. And then what he did is he just always did sports. He did rich white people sports, like he played tennis, badminton, parasailing, like he did all this shit. But he always stayed active and traveled. You know, he had the money to do it. So I always walked, he always ran, he always stayed active, and he never ate anything that was too bad. Like he would stay away from like all the McDonald's and that shit, all the fast food, all the
Good.
processed shit.
Good old
And-
man.
And he goes, it's as simple as that. Stay active, do what you love. Now, obviously, you got to have a bit of money, you know, but never stop working. I think what he was trying to say is never stop working on yourself. But what he said is never stop working. So you never, because you stop, you die. Because everything in this universe moves. It's in vibration. If it doesn't move, it's dead. You understand? That's one of the laws of the universe.
Yeah, people keep saying that about sharks, and like if it does, you gotta keep moving.
Yeah. But everything, plants, everything. If it does
Well, plants
not,
mostly stationary. You just gotta.
no, they're moving. They're in constant vibration. They're creating. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everything is in constant motion.
Like you gotta be doing something.
You know, yeah. Even trees, their fucking roots are going in deeper. They're moving in that sense. You know what I mean? The day anything stops moving is the day it dies. So it makes 100% sense. You know what I mean? How is this man at 92 living so well? You know, he didn't have no cane.
No cane.
But he did say that he has to be very careful because if he breaks something, he's fucked.
Yeah, he's an old man, dude. They're
You know?
brittle.
He did or he did not have a cane?
He didn't.
Wow.
Yeah, their bones. Adam, an old person, and your bones made of
Yeah.
like fucking paper mache.
Yeah, he just said I have to be very careful because if I break something, that's it. It's done.
I
There's
get
no,
him.
there's no coming back. If I get really sick, I have to be careful. If I get really sick, I'm counting my days. He goes. But apart from that, living the life. So you could live to 100 and still be in
My
good
level
shape.
of worry would be very high, though. You know,
You're what?
my level of worry.
Why?
You know, you're.
But the closer you get to that age, the more blissful you feel. Like I had my great grandmother, she lived to 104. And she was,
Wow.
dude, she was fit. She was active. She was cleaning the house. She never stopped a day in her life. Never stopped. Always in constant motion, this lady. And then one time she fell down. I think she broke her arm or her hip or some shit. And that was it. I
Done.
think like
Yeah, when you're old and you break your hip, man, it's almost like a death sentence.
yeah,
I've seen a lot
a
of
few
people.
months later she was gone. And she was happy. She was like, "Hey, you know what? I lived a good life. I was healthy up until this age. You know, I got into a bit of I slipped and fell, got hurt." And
Yeah, what do old people keep slipping and falling?
I think it's
Why are we making it so slippery for these old people?
I think they just want the attention that comes with it.
Maybe actually.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So you know, I had a great grandma. My grandmother, dude, she's fucking 80 something, bro. I guarantee she can outperform 80% of the people in this city in terms of fitness level.
Isn't she dead?
No, that's my dad's side. She lived until 90 something, 96, I think.
A lot.
Right now, my grandmother in Greece, she's like late 80s. Dude, still fit, still works in the fields every day. But I think the only junk food you will ever see her eating, or processed food, I would say, is she has ice cream twice a year in the summer. That's it. Tops. She doesn't touch processed. She doesn't touch sweets, nothing. Obviously, the sweets still have like natural stuff. You know how Greeks make? But apart from that, she eats super natural. So,
Adam, any closing statements for us?
I do have one,
Yeah.
but if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. Did you, for a brief time in your was there a time in your past that you wanted to be a radio announcer? Yes or no?
Intellectuals out.